Hello, welcome back to my channel, Legal Saturday. My name is Stella Chokoma. Today we are going to begin with the list of people that died of domestic violence here in Nigeria. There were cases of domestic violence in different parts of the country, and not many Nigerians will forget in a hurry the tragic story of an air woman, Shomzi Solape Oladipopo, as known as Shomzi, killed by her lover, Airman Carlo Bernard, in March. Carl reportedly killed Oladipopo at her corporal and below quarters, Compound 9 Air Force Base, Makurdi, Benue State, on the suspicion that she was having a romantic affair with another man. He was reported to have shot Oladipopo in the neck at close range. Oladipopo, 21, was rushed to the NAF hospital at the base and later transferred to the state hospital where she eventually died. The aircraft man who met the lady at a parade ground some months before the incident had afterwards left a suicide note threatening to kill himself before he was arrested by the NAF. Amid cheers, Oladipopo, who hailed from Ijebu-Ode, was buried at the Air Force Cemetery, Ojo Barracks, Ojo, Lagos State, on March 23. Justice seemed to have been served as the Nigerian Air Force sentenced Carlo to death in August for the crime. This happened in 2017. Maureen, last month, a bank worker, Mr. Ola Oluwa Adejo, was arrested by the police in Lagos for killing his 28-year-old wife, Maureen, at their home on Peluola Street in Barega area of the state. The 32-year-old Lagos indigene was accused of beating his wife of 5 years with a belt, as well as injuring her with a machete. The couple's 5-year-old son, Richard, who reportedly witnessed the violence, said his father always forced a local insecticide, or tapiapia, down the throat of his mother. But the 83-year-old mother of the suspect, Florence Adejo, denied that her son murdered Maureen. She said her son came to her house on the night of the incident, fell on the ground and started weeping that his wife had destroyed him by consuming a local insecticide. The issue of domestic violence is not gender specific. The case of a female lawyer, Yewande Oyederan, who recently bagged 7 years in jail for killing her husband, Lowo, attests to this. This is another case, so the one of Otapiapia is gone. In November, justice came for Lowo when Oyederan was sentenced to 7 years imprisonment by Justice Monta Abimbola of the Oyo State High Court, sitting in Ibadan, Oyo State. She was jailed for manslaughter. Before the murder, Oyederan worked with the Department of Public Prosecution in the Oyo State Ministry of Justice. She was accused of killing her husband with a knife after a disagreement on February 2, 2016, at their residence in Akoba area of Ibadan. Oyederan reportedly accused her husband, France-based husband, of infidelity. This is another case. On November 18th, grief gripped the family of former chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Haliru Bello. Bello's son, Biliyamin, was allegedly stabbed to death by his wife, Marianne Sanda. People know this case. It was very popular then. Sanda is the daughter of embattled former Aso Saving Bank boss, Hajia Maimuna Aliyu. The attack, it was gathered, resulted from an allegation of infidelity against Biliyamin by his wife after she saw a text message on his phone. According to reports, Marianne stabbed her husband in the neck and chest while he slept in the bedroom at their home in Maitama, Abuja. After stabbing him, she said to have taken him to a hospital where he gave up the ghost. The couple had a daughter together. Biliyamin, a real estate developer and businessman, was said to have always complained about his wife's violent act to some family members and friends. The deceased has since been buried and the matter is in court. I think they have concluded the matter. in court. I think she was sentenced to death by hanging by High Court, but she wants to appeal. Then the case of Lucy and Lawrence. Two homes were thrown into mourning in Goko area of Benue State and Oto Aworo area of Lagos State on August 21st. The two incidents happened same day. In the incident of the one of Boko, one 33-year-old Joshua allegedly massacred his wife Lucy with an axe after accusing her of infidelity. Same day, a woman, Folashade Idoko, reportedly stabbed her husband Lawrence to death with a knife after the latter allegedly received a telephone call from a suspected female lover at their home in Oto Awori. The two tragic occurrences sparked frenzy on social media platforms. While Joshua has been since declared wanted by the Benue State Police Command, Folashade has been arrested and detained by Lagos State Command. Joshua killed the wife and ran away. Joshua and Lucy, a hairdresser, were married for about 6 years. The name of the wife of Joshua is Lucy. They were married for 6 years and their marriage was blessed with 2 children. The victim was rushed to Boko General Hospital where she was confirmed dead by a doctor. Also, Folashade and Lawrence, who were married for 4 years, had been engaged in intense disagreement before the tragic incident. They had 2 kids, a 3-year-old boy and a 1 girl. It was reported that, in fact, in a fit of anger, Folashade grabbed the kitchen knife and stabbed her husband in the leg. It was learnt that Lawrence had lost much blood by the time neighbors responded to the cries of the couple's son. One of the wife's neighbors said Folashade, and her in-laws, was aggressive and violent, adding that people always try to avoid having issues with her. Another case is while Nigerians were celebrating Christmas in their home, a retired boxer identified only as Everetus resumed training using his wife Fidelia as his sparring partner. According to the police, the ex-boxer attacked his wife during a disagreement at their home in Ule, in Ihiala local government area of Anambra State, and beat her to death. The police in Anambra have launched a manhunt for him. Fidelia, a trader, had demanded money for Christmas food from the husband when an argument ensued between them. As the argument worsened, Everetus was allegedly to have beaten her to a pulp. It was gathered that immediately the woman died, the ex-boxer fled the community. Some youths in the area who got wind of incident were said to have vented their anger on the suspect country house in Amamputu village in the council area and set it ablaze. Again, another story. Similarly, a man, Mr. Sunday Akpan of Eda Street, Uyo Akwa Ibom State, killed his wife, Mrs. Martha Akpan. He was said to have also dumped her remains in a rubbish dump after his evil act. The Akwa Ibom Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Bala Ekana, disclosed this in a statement, adding that investigation revealed that the incident occurred on October 11. He explained that Akpan had a misunderstanding with his wife, which led to a fight on the day. Ekana said after a tip-off, the command arrested one Sunday Akpan, an elder in the Light of the World Mission Church, Oron Road, Uyo, for the murder of his wife, one matter. The suspect at midnight went further by using a machete to cut the remains of his wife into pieces. God forbid. Oh, people are wicked. He gathered them in two sacks, put the sacks in a wheelbarrow and disposed them off in a refuse dump close to the NDLEA office off Maniba Road, Uyo. The police spokesman said that the suspect perpetrated the act in the presence of his 3 children. Children at that will still grow up and be someone's wife and husband, and they will start from where their father stopped. In the presence of his 3 children, who later reported the incident to the police, he added that the suspect owned up to the crime. Things are happening though. I will say that people with a low self-esteem tend to use aggression as a defense mechanism for their weakness. And I'm also telling you, men and women raised in a violent family subconsciously learn aggressive behavior. And again, people with low self-esteem tend to use aggression as a defense mechanism for their weakness. On what to do to avoid violent relationship, I advise couples to check the background of their spouse before getting married. For those who have already gotten married to a violent spouse, I will advise to seek help of a psychotherapist to contain your aggression, to contain their aggression. If we go back to the ways mates are selected culturally, I think families that are known to have traces of aggression or violence should be identified. They should be avoided. Families and churches should play a more active role to support spouses. Religious places should intensify their preaching against domestic violence. Culprits should be made to face the wrath of the law. It is unfortunate that many who kill their spouses are released within a few months. Aggression is not hidden. They say love is blind, but marriage is an eye-opener. Trouble does not start overnight. The victims of domestic violence know their partners are aggressive, but they remain in such abusive relationship. Aggression can be verbal or physical. Once a partner identifies this kind of trait in his or her spouse and it persists despite help, such marriage should be dissolved. I would like to cite the case of son of a prominent man who was killed by his wife recently. It was learned that the man had complained to his family about his wife's aggression. He had reportedly sought a divorce, but his family asked him not to go ahead. If he had quit such a union, he wouldn't have died. Talking about the case of the Sanda, Miriam Sanda, the husband always brought to their family about this case, but they would tell him to continue. The name Peter Nwachukwu has been reigning notoriously for weeks now. He was the husband of late gospel singer Mrs. Osinachi Nwachukwu. Mr. Peter Nwachukwu was accused of causing the untimely death of his wife due to the constant domestic violence and physical assault he melted on the wife at every slightest provocation. He even carried out this act in the presence of his children, and children who stood as witnesses narrated to the police how their dad always beat up their mother till she died. Other witnesses who were friends and neighbors of the deceased also corroborated this report that indeed the husband always beat up the wife, and the wife definitely died as a result of beating she got from the husband. One of the neighbors says she always hears Osinachi screaming and her husband addressing her with derogatory words all the time. What will be the fate of Mr. Nwachukwu at law if the autopsy report also corroborates the narrative that caused the death of his wife? If autopsy report shows that what caused the death of Mr. Nwachukwu was the beating received regularly from the husband, then Peter Nwachukwu will be prosecuted and highly liable to have murdered the wife. The statute highlighted some ingredients of murder or some circumstances in which murder would be said to have been committed. Going by the definition of murder in Section 316 of the Criminal Code, if the autopsy report shows that the cause of death of Mrs. Nwachukwu was the beating she got from the husband, and then Mr. Nwachukwu will be said to have murdered the wife, and punishment for this crime is death sentence or life imprisonment. So, Mr. Nwachukwu could be facing a life jail term if he escapes death sentence. Thank you for watching this video. This is so far the list of Nigerians that died through domestic violence. There are many of them, thousands of them out there, but these are the ones that we're able to pick out for you. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it to someone that needs to hear it, and also subscribe to our channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much. See you guys next time. Bye.